Q&A time. Right, so last week I put on my Instagram asking you guys for questions for the Q&A, just to switch things up a little bit. I want to keep the balance between informative content and entertaining content, and I've been doing quite a lot of vlogs and edits and stuff like that, so I thought, you know what, just rein it back in a little bit, provide value for you guys, and that's why I asked you guys for some questions, see what you guys want to know, and see what questions I can give answers to, basically. So without messing around too much, let's get right into it. Let's see. Right, so the first question is from GFR Fitness and Michael Green. Asked the same question as well. It is, what is your main physique goal? To be honest, my main physique goal is to become as big and aesthetic as possible within the proportions of my height. So basically, I'm not the tallest person. I am, 5'7" or something like that, 168 centimeters. And obviously, if I'm going to be massive, it's going to look weird. It's going to be, you know, out of proportion. So within the proportions of my height, I want to just become as big and aesthetic as possible. And notice where I said big and not as strong as possible, because strength is obviously it's a byproduct of when you do bodybuilding, but it's not the main goal. So sometimes people come up to me and go or mostly it's on social media, they'll say stuff like, oh, I bench more than you, and they're saying it as a dig, you know, as a hate comment, but that doesn't bother me because that's not my goal. My goal is hypertrophy, bodybuilding, getting bigger and not necessarily getting stronger. Getting stronger is a byproduct, but not the main goal. Say, how long do you fit? I'm guessing that means how long do you lift? I started lifting when I was 60. I think I said that in the previous Q&A. And obviously, you know, for a few years you piss about and you just mess around with weights. You're not really that serious. You're just doing whatever. And then after a few years, you start to get a bit more serious. So I reckon from my 18th, so like that, I started doing it properly. 23 now. So yeah, 18, 19, that's when I started doing weight nutrition and started really focusing on macros and getting stronger, progressive overload, stuff like that. Right, next question is, what are your current aims and ambitions for the future outside of social media? In fact, when I was reading that, I was going to say something with social media, but yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure what I want to do. I've just finished my bachelor's of business and I'm going to go for a master's in September 2018. Got a sort of gap year now to sort some stuff out, to have some loose ends. And when I think, what do I like to do? I like being creative. I like creating content, online content, whether that's in video or photo form. It doesn't really matter. I'd like both of them. So I'd love to pursue something along those lines. But I think nowadays everyone's trying to do it, so it's quite difficult. Might see if I can start something doing that. But other than that, I'm not really that sure. Definitely something where social media, I think that is a very hot topic now. I think it's more than just a hype. It's not just I think there's a lot of business opportunities within social media, within the platforms of social media. But outside of that, no idea, mate. I'm going for a master's, but other than that, I have no idea. Next question from Hardcore Aesthetics. What is your main trick to gain followers? I like to you put trick within brackets, or within not brackets, what are they, the quote marks. Trick to get followers. What I used to do, and what I actually regret doing now, is I used to do the follow and follow approach. So I used to follow a load of people, and then once they follow me back, I unfollow them. And it works to a certain extent, but you don't gain anything from it. They're not really engaged followers. So you need to ask yourself what do you want? Do you want a big following, or do you want to leave an impact? Do you want a proper engaged community around you? So that was what I was asking myself, and after a while I thought, you know what, there's no point in doing the follow and follow approach, because first of all, I'm getting on everyone's nerves for unfollowing them and following them a week after. And second of all, none of these people actually want to follow me for my content. They just follow me because they got the notification saying this fella's followed you. And once I stopped doing that and actually started building a community around myself and started really engaging with the followers that I did have, it just went well faster, and I noticed that people were more engaged. You started liking me photos more, you started commenting more and stuff like that. So probably the secret to getting followers is just to post consistently and quality and providing value. So instead of just posting a photo of yourself with a little motivational quote, try and help someone. Try and, it sounds so cliche and I know everyone's saying it, but it's true. Just try and give away free content. Try and give away tips on how you train or how you eat, or if it's within the fitness industry. I think it is because of your name. Just try and help your community and try and build a community around you. It is social media, you know what I mean? It's not a one-way street. It also has to come from you as well. Next question is from James O'Hamlin. Guys, also I follow his YouTube and Instagram because he is putting out great content. His question is, have you or will you compete? I have not competed yet, and I don't think I will compete because, I don't know, competing to me is like you're getting judged by others, and it's not about your physique, it's about your physique compared to other people's physiques, and then someone else is judging you in comparison with other people's physiques. And to me, it's all about becoming the strongest version of myself and the best version of myself, and not really in comparison with others. So I don't really like that aspect of competing. But the only reason why I would compete is to see if I could handle it mentally, because like I've heard quite a lot of people saying that it's really hard mentally, more harder mentally than it is physically. So just for that aspect, just to see if I could handle it, I would like to compete, but nowhere like in the near future or anything like that. Next question from Chris: are you worried that Everton will finish above Liverpool in the league this season after doing some good business in the transfer window? No, because like obviously I've been keeping quite an eye on Everton this whole summer, see what they've been doing, see what the transfer activity is. And yes, they've improved the squad as a whole, but they have lost their best striker. Lukaku has gone to United. And I don't think any of the new transfers would make it into the Liverpool starting 11. So I think Liverpool will finish above you guys comfortably, but you know, we'll see anyway. Another question from Chris: book recommendations. I've been working my way through a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk's books lately, and the one I would recommend out of all of them is the Ask Gary V book. And basically it's just his take on social media, content creation, building an audience, building a brand and stuff like that. And it just gives like a helicopter view of everything that's got to do with social media and content creation. And that is why I recommend that book. And all the other books are a bit like, they go a bit deeper into like certain subjects, but that book is a great book to start with. Even though it's his latest book, I should read it at the end, I recommend you start with that. I'll put it in the description box down below if you're interested in buying it. Next question from Tristan Leroy Fitness: best motivational sources for business building other than Gary V and weight training. I'm doing the Tai Lopez 67 steps course at the moment, so that's given me quite a few good insights into business and to like networking and stuff like that. And I would recommend Tai Lopez, even though sometimes he's a bit arrogant and cliche. I do think he has got quite a, there's a few little golden nuggets in his content that you can use for yourself. Weight training, to be honest, lately it's been Maxx Chewning, because I think that is content, even though he's a powerlifter and he's always pissing about and stuff like that, I do think that if you really listen closely, he gives quite a lot of value and quite a lot of good tips away as well. Like the last tip he gave me was, well, not me in general, but the last tip he put on his YouTube channel was treat every rep as a rep in itself and not as in one of like many in a set. So instead of doing like a bench press, going like 1, 2, 3 like that, treating every rep as a single rep, so on one, and trying to do that one rep as perfectly as possible. Next one, again and again, and that way, you're more, instead of trying to finish the set off quickly, you're really focusing on that one rep and then the next rep and then the next rep. And it does make it harder, but I reckon that your form is well better if you do it that way. Let's see, let's go into the DMs, see if there's any people with DM questions. Let's see, this one's in Dutch, so I'm going to have to try and translate this now. Here we go. How do you make sure you switch things up consistently during your workouts? Well, to be honest, I don't try and switch things up at all. I try and focus on like a few certain lifts and a few certain exercises, and then I try and get stronger in those exercises, so I try to progress in those exercises. I don't really, I think a lot of people say like, oh, you need to shock the muscles, you need to do this and do that every single week, you need to change things up. I don't do that. I try and focus on a few lifts, and then I focus on getting stronger in those lifts. And I think that progressive overload is key. I think that is much more important than shocking the muscles, if that even exists. Alright guys, so that is the end of the Q&A. I think that's enough questions for one day. If I've missed your question or didn't answer your question, then just leave them in the comments down below and I'll try and answer them. Also guys, let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know, give me feedback, whether that's good or bad. Just let me know so I can constantly keep improving my channel, improving my videos, stuff like that. Also, if there's anything you want to see from my channel, if there's anything you want me to do or show or document, let me know in the comments down below. Guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.